Welcome back, everybody. This is Dave the Gamer. Today, wanted to tackle a big subject in the community right now: all of the bots going on. Obviously, we're all affected by this. Anybody that's playing Classic WoW, I'm sure it's also in retail. And I've, probably scoured the entire web from Reddit, the forums, to everything, trying to gather different feedback and ideas of how to tackle this. And I think I found a good solution here. So for the main parts, and I'm making this mainly, so hopefully one of the Blizzard devs or someone important actually hears this, and enough voices get out there that something actually gets done. So Defcam Meldrin actually sparked this, me going down this rabbit hole of doing all this research and thought process of this. I've watched one of his videos talking about bots, and I just wanted to weigh in on this whole thing. I'm going to go over 4 different areas that I think that if they implemented this, it would solve a lot of our botting issues. So 1, monthly incentive. 2, why removal of bots is so important. 3, the impact bots have on our servers. And 4, how to track who are the bots. And then actually number 5 I didn't put down there is going to be what is in it for them. So when I talk about monthly incentive, I'm talking about the money they make. Everybody just wants to say, oh, why don't they just get rid of all of them? Well, just get rid of the bots. It's easy. They could easily do it. Yeah, they definitely could easily do it. But I'm going to break down the numbers and show you why they're not doing it and how we can kind of encourage them with enough people speaking out about this to actually get it to happen. Now, I'm obviously a smaller channel. This will probably only reach a couple thousand people. And this is where I'd love to band together as a big community. I need the help of some of our bigger guys out there. Cargos, Stay Safe, Hamster Wheel, Salahim, Tips Out, Willie, Meta Goblin, Asmongold, all of us. I know we all love this game, and along with the couple 100,000 people that play. We need to really use our platform that we have here available to reach out and show that this is an issue and we're not going to stand by it, and here's the solution to fix it. So I'd love to maybe create a Discord, something, just all get together, share a ton of different ideas. I think this one is one of the best solutions because it deals exactly with what they're worried about: the bottom line, the money. I mean, you got to think about it. They are a massive corporation and they're driven by profits. They're trying to please their stock gods and everything else. So I get it. At the end of the day, it's about money. I mean, granted, we already pay them $15 a month, but they want more. So let's see how we can break this down. So going over the first part, let's look at the numbers I actually looked into. So after doing some research, I found back in January, now that they don't make their memberships public and everything else, it's really tough to see exactly how many memberships there are. But from what I gathered, there is currently, back in January, there was 350,000 memberships, people that made an account for WoW Classic and was still playing actively. Now, conservatively, I would say 20% of those are actually bots. It could be a lot higher for all I know. But using those numbers, like I said, if it goes up or down, just change these values a little bit. Either way, it is going to be a great outlook for Blizzard to take this advice. And hopefully advice from everybody else. Please leave some comments. I love to hear the feedback. So looking at this, 80% people that are real people playing, that's 280,000 people. That's $4.2 million a month. 15% of those bots actually pay. Could be a little bit less, I don't know. That's 52.5K bots, which is 800,000 monthly. That's the reason they're not getting rid of bots. If you were in their shoes, we're all addicted like fucking crack to this damn game. And everybody keeps coming back. So why would you give up $800,000 of profit per month for what? We're still paying. We're not doing anything about it. No one's speaking up as a group to really rally this. So they're not going to do anything about it. A lot of people's argument, they don't care. And it's kind of crappy. I mean, we'll get into that in a little bit. I don't want to think it's that way. But I mean, being realistic, it's starting to feel that way. Now, of those 20%, 5% of them probably have different scripts where they can make the money on retail and then buy bonds for Classic. I believe that's still a thing. From what I was researching, it is. So that's definitely what they're doing, because I did look and it looks like there's scripts for that on the botting website. So I wanted to see, it's so accessible to actually find these bots. Now, why is getting rid of them so important? So the small picture, yes, we want them to be gone. We play and we do everything, but there's more into it. So number one, the fans are paying $4.2 million per month for a good experience that I don't think we're getting. Not at the value that they're asking for. Number two, showing that you care about the community. This is going to attract new people to actually join the game. So currently, I mean, if you talk to a lot of different people online and everything else, someone that never played WoW before, they're looking for a new MMO, and what are they gonna find? Well, they start talking to their buddies about WoW, and all they hear about it is, one, it's a grind, which they might enjoy, but two, heavily overrun by bots. That's a huge negative. There's a million different games out there that are free. Some of them you have to pay, one-time fee or something like that. So what makes them so impressive? Like, there's not a whole lot. I mean, the game is great, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bash Blizzard or the game itself. I love playing WoW. But fixing this stuff is going to attract all kind of new people, which in return is more revenue. So I don't understand the logic behind it. Minus, obviously I said the $800,000 a month is a huge incentive, but we're gonna stomp that in the ground and add all of these as like bonuses to them. So number three, it's gonna keep current players paying and playing and not actually quitting the game. So a lot of people are just, fed up with all this, with the rise in all the prices and items, and making it, difficult, for a casual player to try to farm up and do stuff. It makes it very difficult. So a lot of people are starting to, venture and look at different things. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a large downturn in overall subscriptions if they haven't already. So why we need to nip this in the bud so we get these subscriptions back up, get the servers actually full with real players. 4, having a good reputation of a company is going to basically create a cult following. So if they ever do create another big new title after WoW is all over, if they want to do a spin-off of something else, people are going to follow. So after the Warcraft 3 incident, I mean, they really tarnished their reputation. That's where it almost feels like they don't care. And that sucks to feel that way, because I love this game and I'm ready to play future expansions. Like, I want a community. I was huge into old school RS. So if you're familiar with RuneScape, they're all about their dev team, the community. They do weekly Q&As. They do bot busting videos every couple like once a quarter or something like that. The community is so tight knit there. Like, if they were, if old school RuneScape ever died and they're like, hey, we came out with a new game, I guarantee without a blink of an eye, so many people would just drop everything and follow them, for the fact that they already know, like, oh, these people listen. We have complaints, they listen. Like, that is huge in a game. So I would love to see them implement this, and getting rid of bots. That's what we're talking. Like, listen, hear us. But number 5, it's the right thing to do. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. So let's look at let's look at some other things here. So the impact it has on servers. Every good gold farming spot is overcrowded. That's including Black Lotus, and in return drives the prices super high in the market, and it makes it near impossible for a new player that would want to play the game to even get close to end game rating. So it's a huge barrier of entry for any new person that's trying to get in the game. I mean, when Black Lotus are 250, 300 gold per one, and you have to have it for AQ and Nax, how are you going to attract new people? Like, if it's all about the business and earning money, like, that just doesn't make sense. You wipe out the bots and everything else like that, you're going to see a drastic decrease in the price of Black Lotus and all these big mats that we need for raiding. Number two, high server population and queues. You know, like I said, that I'm talking, there is what, 80,000 bots that's on a low percentage that are playing the game, and we're having queues of 1 to 3,000 people. I mean, it doesn't take a mathematician to figure this out, but if you remove even half of those, we're no longer going to have queues. You're going to be getting people that are paying the game, in the game, playing, addicted even further, paying each month. Like, that's what you want. You don't want them sitting at a queue. This makes no sense. That just gives them time to go check out another game. Like, you need to keep them going. And number three, bad reputation. So this is what's pushing away all the new people. So like I mentioned before, with here, you know, all the rumors of how bad bots are and everything, like it just tarnishes it for any new person that, you know, even attempts to want to join. Let's look at how to locate bots. This one is super tricky, okay? So, you know, hopefully you got your pen and paper for this one. So number one, what you're gonna do, Blizzard, is you're going to look at your reports when people actually report. So, you know, we take the time and we spot this out for you. We're doing the work for you. Wow, you don't even have to pay me. I'll report to people. And obviously, I don't, like, there's no way you have the manpower to be able to check out hundreds of thousands of reports every day. I get it. But when you get or if you get 10 reports on the same person by 10 different accounts, like, that's probably not someone trolling and just reporting because they hate the person. There's probably a high chance that many different people hate that it's a bot. So maybe look into it. Have a red flag after so many reports on someone. Maybe you take a little gander. I think it would be worth taking a look at old school RuneScape, how they did it with the bot watch. So right now, they do still have an issue with bots, but not nearly as much, at least from what I've seen. I mean, with them, if someone creates a bot, within 24 hours, that bot is typically banned completely. WoW, they could create a bot and it goes months if it ever gets banned. So, like, what's going on? The bot watch actually detects the different scripts. It looks for the inhuman actions and bans it way before any of us even have to red flag and report someone. So how you could do this, and I'm sure this is exactly how old school RuneScape did this. You go to Google and you type in WoW Classic bots. I know. Bear with me. So then from here, you click on the websites, and I'm not recommending anybody to do this as a normal person. I'm trying to speak to the dev team here. I want you to then download these programs on whatever third-party, you know, computer not linked to any of the servers. We don't want nothing shady happening. But I want you to test them out. Have your coders take a look at all of the different scripts that they're using. And then you implement your own scripts to look for their scripts. So I mean, it's not like these botting websites are hiding it. They're putting everything out there. You purchase some of their different bots, you run them, you see how everything works, and then you build a script to detect that. If you don't already have that, which I'm sure you are, and I get, like I said, you're not doing this because of the money issue. But here, stay with me, because I'm going to put some money back in your pocket so you can make this happen, all right? So the solution. I know this is what you guys been waiting for. Like, is this guy just going to keep rambling? No, I got a solution for this shit, okay? So the solution, 280,000 real people. Now I get it. We already pay $15 a month. It should already include them banning bots and getting rid of everything. I agree. But it's not happening. It's not going to happen. So, but I'd be more than happy paying an extra $2 per month. So instead of $15, $17 per month, if that guarantees them doing something versus the bots. $2 per month is going to generate an extra $560,000 a month in their pocket. This is what they need to tackle the bots. They're not going to get rid of the bots without replacing the money. They're never going to just, I have 900,000. Let's just, who cares about that? Let's be real. That's not happening. So in return, like, we're almost covering the entire amount, just all the real people chipping in. It sucks. And you might be thinking, okay, what stops them from taking that $2 and then just not doing anything? I think that'd be really dumb on their part. There's a lot of great games out there, and if that would be a huge slap in the face and super insulting to all the dedicated WoW players. If you're just going to take extra money and then not do anything, there's so many people already on the fence of possibly quitting because of the bot issue. This would really drive a lot. I mean, if they lost, say, 50,000 people, all of their potential money they like got from lying and taking from us would have been lost overnight, and all the people that would quit, the game would just tumble over with how many people would be fed up over this. Instead, if they actually used it, and I'm asking that you guys please use it to good use here, okay? So all of this is all I'm asking. So let's start by first removing the 5% of bots, which is like 17,500 that aren't even paying. They're using bonds. Why are they even in the game? Just get rid of those ones. Some red flag where if they earn money and create a bond, like that person should be tracked immediately. That'd be a nice easy one. Next, I'm asking, this is really all I'm asking, to remove 5% of the paying bots, which is about $260,000 per year. So that's a total removal of 35,000 bots overall across our servers, which is going to drive down prices of, you know, much needed raid stuff. It's going to reduce or eliminate any layering, any queues, anything like that, and make a lot of people happy. We're paying you the extra money. We just ask you, we're asking you to do a little bit more work, but we're paying you. This is going to leave $300,000 extra per month. Here, you know, stay with me. Don't be clicking off and be like, shit, $3.3 million a year. Yeah, let's do that. No, I want you to spend a little bit of it, okay? Because this is how it gets done. So I want to make a quick note that targeting that 5% or this 10% total. If you're going to ban only 10% of the 20% bots, I'm not even saying ban them all. I would love for you to do that, but that's a fairy tale. That's not going to happen. Not unless all of us are willing to chip in, $5, $6 a month to cover the entire cost they would possibly lose on the paying bots, which I would be fine with, but a lot of people might not have the funds. $2 not breaking the bank to increase our experience. But I would use and target the most popular bots. So if you're looking on those websites and you're looking at those scripts, you should be targeting like Black Lotus bots, auction house bots, dungeon farming bots. Any of those would be great to take out. 1, 2, all of them. Leave all the other bots that like just farm shit. I don't know. We'll just kill them for fun in PvP. But you eliminate those and you're going to see a lot of like the actual morale of the entire game and the community be super happy. $2 extra a month, $300,000 extra monthly, 3.6 mil left over. Now use the 3.6 mil to fix the bots and increase further subscriptions so this never happens again. How, you may ask? Great question. So number one, take 500,000 of that per year and spend it on a team of 5 or 8, and their sole job is to track and ban bots and respond to reports. That's it. That's their only job. 5 to 8 people. I'm kind of worried how many people are even working on the dev team. So let's, we're paying, like I said, $4.2 million per month. So I think we can afford a couple $100,000 to actually be spent on the game itself. So, and this is all extra money. So 500,000 spent on the team for banning, 500,000 a year. That's 125,000 quarterly is spent on 1v1 duel tournaments. Now you might be asking why, what's this have to do with anything? For them to, really stay with this and not go back to letting bots overrun and stuff, they need more money. The way they generate more money is more subscriptions. How do you get subscriptions? If you're able to post a $125,000 quarterly event, it's going to drive so much traffic to all of the content creators and like anybody that's playing a different game on YouTube, and they're like, man, I would love to compete with something like that. It's going to increase the overall community tenfold. Now, I do believe they tried something like this in the past, and it got a little shady because they tried to raise funds with the community, and then the community raised more funds, and then they pulled their funds out. Don't do that shit. All right, we're giving you 3.6 mil to play with. Use it accordingly. Don't worry, I'm gonna leave you some left over for whatever you need. All you have to do is get an extra 2,800 subscriptions per year, and that's gonna pay for the Dole tournaments alone. And that extra 500,000, you can start pocketing 200K a year. You actually use that for, I'd say, about 3 community managers that host monthly Q&As and has polls for things that we'd like to change. Obviously, everybody is, hashtag no change, no change. We've seen changes. But the worst part of it is we have no control on what it is. You guys just make the decision, and we gotta live with it. And then people just bitch and moan. So, like I said, treat it like old school RuneScape. Take a page out of their book. Their devs weekly things, like how fast they've grown and like how stable their actual membership is insane. I don't know why they don't take a page out of their book. They're doing it to the T. Having all of the Q&As and everything else like that, you're gonna see the community really come together. There might be some changes that go through, some changes that don't. That's okay. And I'm not talking about major changes like, Raid Finder or anything crazy like that. Let's not do anything by like fixing bugs or, should this be this way or this way? Run a poll on it. If it passes, 80% pass, great. Let's go with that change. So just them being more transparent and letting us know, like, hey, I hear your guys' feedback. We don't, like, especially if we're going into TBC and future expansions, we already know what mistakes they made. Why go down that same path? If you want to increase subscription, why would you follow that same path? So let's fix some of that stuff as a community. Everybody is very wise on what worked, what didn't by now with all the private servers and everything else. So I think the community members reaching out to everybody would be a drastic increase. Then spend another $5,000 a year. Upgrade the server capacity. So yes, we're going to remove a lot of bots, but why not just increase it? It's going to reduce lag. I don't know how servers really work, but I feel like if you throw $500,000 at it, it should improve the technology. Let's hope. I don't know. Let me know. And the last one, take $100,000 a year. Take your staff to Chuck E. Cheese. You guys, if you guys followed all these other steps, you deserve it. And I appreciate you. So you're probably thinking, well, shit, that doesn't add up to 3.6 mil. You're right. That's leaving $1.8 million in extra revenue per year. And all we're asking is to remove 10% of the bots, half of the bot population. That's it. Mainly the major spots. But you're netting a ton of money with some of these little tidbits. You're going to increase your subscriptions because you're leaving a lot of money on the table and leaving a lot of people unhappy. So I'm not trying to be super negative, so I'm sorry if it came off super negative. I wanted to take this with an open mind. Like I said, I've talked with so many different people on this subject, and I feel like this is the only solution. The only solution is to keep the money in their pocket, help them grow it. In return, hopefully they care about us of the community and do something about this. Like I said, I'd love to hear all of the other big guys chime in on this if they haven't already. I can't, I don't have as much weight behind me to really stir up some shit, but I'd love for everybody to really rally behind this. That's the only way this is going to get done. I try to ramble on forever. I know this is a little out of my wheelhouse. I usually make gold making guides, but I'm glad you guys, made it this far. And as always, guys, game on.